Hello, and welcome back to Hitman. And in this series we will go back to where it all started, and this time round we will focus on completing as many of the challenges as we can on each and every one of the primary Hitman targets, with maybe a few interesting bonus kills on the way. Today we are in Marrakesh for the Don't Use That Tone challenge, which entails killing Reza Zaydan with a printing press. Quite a long one this, but relatively easy. You don't actually need to bring anything at all for this one, although as usual I will be bringing a silenced pistol just in case anyone wants to start some trouble. So with that all said, let's get reacquainted with our target, shall we?
Army General Reza Zaydan. We believe General Zaydan orchestrated Strandberg's escape to infuriate the public and spark nationwide riots, and persuade the General's staff to support a fully fledged military coup in the name of national security. The fate of a nation is at stake.
So, right from the start and off the bat, the first thing we want to do is make our way around to the printing crew. We need to acquire ourselves a printer's outfit and trigger the printers into action. So we're going to make our way straight through the bazaar, straight through the lamp shop, and right over into the absolute furthest corner of the map. And as we get round by the storage room here, we're going to stop. Now the printers are just up ahead and around the corner, but if we want to get one of the printer's outfits without having to follow him around for about 5 minutes, we can take this guard out who patrols this area. Now this area is pretty sparsely populated, so we can render him unconscious relatively easy, drag him into the storage room and dump him in the crate. We're going to drop his gun in here as well. So now that when we trigger the printing crew, or the printing crew member that we require, we don't have to actually follow him around for about 5 minutes until he places himself in a position where we can get him. We can get him immediately. So we're going to trigger the conversation with the printers there, and they're going to have a quick discussion, and one of them is going to basically go on a quick little walk. I say quick, as I've mentioned, it takes him about 5 minutes. I've never actually followed him all the way to the end of his walk, because he stops in a storage area much like the one we're about to dump him in, but much smaller and much harder to render him unconscious without being spotted. Whereas here, once he comes past us, we're going to let him get nice and even with the storage room door before pouncing on him, rendering him unconscious, and very quickly dragging him into the storage room. I did say this area is less frequented than others, but it is frequented nonetheless. There are the occasional person walking up and down. So once we have our friend unconscious and in the storage room, we're going to take his outfit and we're going to speak to the rest of the printing crew.
Yeah, why not? I'm out anyway.
And at this point we're going to take a nice leisurely walk over to the school complex. This takes quite a while, although they take a relatively direct route to the school. It is a heavily populated route, and we have to navigate many people, and they're in no particular hurry, as you can see. You know, I am walking at my slowest possible speed and I'm still catching them up very slowly, and I do have to keep stopping to let them get a little way ahead again. So we're going to make our way all the way around to the school compound, and eventually we will listen to Reza Zaydan give a speech about not having any brakes. That's all I took from his speech. I thought that was rather harsh. And then we will be left alone, and at that point we're going to have to start eliminating some of these crew members, knocking them out and hiding their bodies, and prepare for Reza Zaydan's kill. So we are now approaching the school. That has taken a very long time, and I am running things currently at double speed, so you can imagine how boring it is to follow these guys. They don't seem to do anything in a hurry. So we're now on the school premises. We're going to make our way directly to the printing room where Reza Zaydan will be waiting for us to give his, what I would assume to be a motivational speech. But again, all I took from it was there will be no breaks until the job is done. So here we are, and in the printing room, and here is Reza Zaydan.
Crystal Dawn are on everyone's lips. That is why we are expanding the campaign to the other city districts and suburbs. This means there will be no breaks, not until the job's done. So whatever you do, just keep those printers running.
So at this point, Reza Zaydan and all of the guards will leave, and the printers will go to work. Now, one by one, 2 of these printers will leave, leaving us and one other printer in the room, and that's what we're just going to wait right here for. So the first one is leaving now, and the second one's about to put down his clipboard and leave as well. What did you call me? It's rebel scum. So the second printer is leaving now, so we're just going to wait for him to vacate the room and the door to close, and then we will pounce on the remaining printer and render him unconscious and hide him in the crate provided. Unfortunately, he's quite a way off from the crate at the moment. This is a large room. It's actually 2 rooms knocked into one, but he is now much closer to the crate, so we will render him unconscious and hide him in said crate. Now do be aware that Reza Zaydan, now that the printing press is active, will frequent this room a lot more often. He normally doesn't come in here at all, but he will now continuously make little trips in here. So what we're going to do now is just wait on this side of the printing press, and eventually, after Zaydan has had a visit, one of the other printers returns. Now this guy normally walks in while I'm trying to push Reza Zaydan into the printing press, so we haven't actually turned off the press yet. Now, I've just noticed that Reza Zaydan is about to enter this room, so we're just going to hide the body of our printing friend here behind these desks until Zaydan leaves. So as he's literally just come from the prisoner's room next door, and he was in here before he went into the prisoner's room as well. Like I said, he does frequent this room quite a lot more often. But once Zaydan has left, we can then hide our body, and it's at this point we can now turn off the printing press. And I'm going to go back over to the desks, and I'm going to await the arrival of Reza Zaydan. Now at this point, because he's gone back upstairs, he's going to continue on with his normal routine until he comes back downstairs and notices the printer isn't running, whereupon he will make his way into this room.
You in there! Get back to work!
So at this point, Zaydan is going to go and restart the press, and then he's going to go and stand in front of the feed roll, which is just around the end here, and all we have to do is push him in.
Both targets down. Now head towards an exit.
So with Zaydan now being flat pressed, we can make good our escape. I was originally going to go for the truck keys, but we would be trespassing on the upper floor, so it is safer to just exit the school compound and head for the bazaar exit. So there we go, that is the Don't Use That Tone challenge. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.